Winston Churchill once said, "History is written by the winners." That will not be the case with today's story. When you expect that the laws in place will deliver the justice, what do you do when they fail? We will discover that today. My name is Justin Loeb, and this is Tour of the SBC. Today, I am out at the Oakland Cemetery, which has been around since 1847, and unbelievably, it is actually still in use today, though the funerals are far and few in between. Now, considering its location, it is quite large. We're found right next to the municipal complex, which is right behind me, and it covers over 10 acres. Now, when you're traveling through the Berries Pass, you will actually pass by about 1,000 Civil War veterans and at least 15 or 16 past mayors, and right next to me, a mass grave with over 750 victims of the yellow fever epidemic. Now, while you're also walking through, you'll also find the mother of Shreveport and grandmother of Bossier City, Mary Bennett Cole, and the queen of Shreveport Red Light District, Anne McCune, resting here. It's hard to wonder what kind of lives these people lived when you see the varying types of gravestones while you walk through the cemetery. But we're here for one gravestone in particular. This one sticks out like a light in the darkness. Now, while other gravestones are decaying around it, this one looks brand new despite it being made in 1889. And that's not because it was so well cared for over the years, but because the message on it was to last many lifetimes. Now, the story I'm about to tell you today is of a gentleman with the American dream to become a businessman who just also had a need for gambling and a bit of bad luck. Bad luck that would catch up to him, that he would not be able to talk his way out. Nathan Goldkind here. He was a Polish immigrant. In 1879, he fulfilled that American dream of starting a business. With the move to Shreveport, he opened up a dry goods store. Now, like most people, though, with his big dreams, he also had bad habits. He was a skilled card counter, and that would get him in some trouble. He had scars from stabbing, he had a scar on his neck from a slit throat, and he was missing part of his middle finger on his left hand from a shooting to show how close his encounters are with death. Now, on the fateful morning of Sunday, June 14, 1885, after a long night of gambling, Nathan would count cards against the wrong man. This night, in particular, he was going up against a man named Gus Logan. Now, Gus Logan was a small-time crook with a reputation of being violent. And during this card game, Gus believed Nathan was cheating, and in a fit of rage, grabbed a pistol from a counter and shot him through the left eye, killing him instantly. In a calm manner, Gus was actually quoted as saying, "Damn if he ain't dead," before he hit the ground. Now, it didn't take long for the police to catch up to Gus, as he only was found a block away from the scene. And in true legal fashion, he was tried for the death of Nathan and was sentenced to death by hanging. Alright, the story doesn't end there though. That really wouldn't make for an interesting story. So, while this would actually justify making of the tombstone, it wouldn't be actually made until 4 years later. Even though Gus was sentenced to be hung, he never actually made it to the noose. Instead, he spent only 4 years doing hard labor before he was released as a free man. Now, this is where the story actually creates the legend. Nathan's friend and executor of his estate, Louis Liebman, along with the Jewish community, were outraged by the news. With a disgust with his new revelation and the failure of the justice system, Louis commissioned a special tombstone to be manufactured in New Orleans out of cast zinc. Louis wanted the tombstone in sight so everyone passing by would know the truth. At the time, this location was actually a street called Baker Street. And even though this is now a parking lot, as you can see behind me, you can still walk by and see the engraving. And it reads, "A native of Plots, Russia, Poland, killed in Shreveport, Louisiana by Gus Logan. June 14th, 1885, aged 36 years. And at the bottom, it actually states, "In God he trusted." Luckily, we are in the modern age of technology where this story won't get lost. So I want to thank you for your visit and listening to the legend of Nathan Goldkind and Gus Logan on this history lesson with Tour of the SBC. Y'all have a good day.